Hey guys, it's Matthew here once again, and as you can see real quick there, I still had a mustache from recently and decided to just make use of that and do a pretty low effort Freddie Mercury type cosplay for the Delve event that started a couple days ago. And I wanted to get this video out just a little bit sooner, but I was pretty busy, so couldn't manage to do that. But this is just a video going over the character I chose to play for the Delve event, which is Endless Delve, the just one of the events that GGG is putting on. Every week there'll be a new event, and this one is simply Endless Delve. You go deeper and deeper and as far as you want to go, and there's nothing in the game but Delve. You can buy skill gems from skill gem vendor in the encampment and exchange currencies, and that's about it. Otherwise you just have your stash. There's no crafting bench, which is definitely something that's kind of shitty, but that's all there is to it. And you ascend automatically every a certain amount of levels at 33, at 55, at 68 and 75, and also you get some bonus skill points at every 10 levels up to level 70. So it kind of simulates regular leveling, but it is strictly Delve, so it's a lot faster. By the time we hit level 70, it took me like 3 hours, something like that. And usually, on day one of a league, that takes me like 10 to 12 hours. So it is a lot faster to get your characters through and up and running, but is very limited in what you can do since it's only Delve. So you just keep going, and maybe you'll find some shit, maybe you won't, maybe you just keep plowing into mobs, maybe your build gets better or stronger, maybe you don't, since it's pretty tough to find gear. I, however, did find a tabula around level 40, and the character I'm trying to build around here was a pretty simple character to get us going that many people went with as well. It's an Ellie hit Slayer. So looking at the daggers that you get a few starting weapons as well. They're just like little leveling uniques. Some of them do have some sort of end game potential, and the ones that I wanted to build around were the daggers that have like 12 base crit, and then decent attack speed and some crit multi. And for something like Ellie hit that just keeps on getting gem levels and scaling damage basically through the gem itself, you don't really need much on your weapon except for those base type of stats that give you good crit, good attack speed, and some crit multi, all that sort of shit. So this character is based around those two daggers, and it could be pretty much any ascendancy, but I want to go Slayer to take advantage of the Overleech, which then makes us stun immune, then makes us bleed immune, gives you a good amount of attack speed, and as well as that, there is the impact node, which gives you strike range and percent area as you're killing stuff. So all in all, the Ellie hit with some Ancestral Call, some Tribal Fury, so additional strikes, was clearing really well, pretty much as soon as I got it at level 12. From then onwards, it was pretty smooth sailing for clear. It's not very great for single target, at least from what I've done so far. My first few bosses were okay, then I got a boss at like level 80, 78, can't remember, and it was fairly slow, so can't really, do much about that with the gear that we've got and all of that. Ideally you got like an Assassin Mark ring, and your weapons have some Ellie pen on them, all kinds of shit to make it better. And I've done a melee Ellie hit Berserker before that was a very beefy, very like good DPS character that you can reference for what like end game build for this type of thing looks like. But I think this is just a nice starter build for Delve that kind of gets you going and can be done with many different ascendancies, and it'll get to like level 70 pretty comfortably. It'll start to hurt to scale without tabula or a 5-link and some other gear as you're going deeper and deeper, but it's pretty good base just to get you into some decent depths to begin with. If anyone out there is looking for just a quick thing to do, it shouldn't take you long to get to like level 50 for the free mystery box, and you can, if you pick the right build, if you just have a nice start, then essentially getting to level 50 would take you like an hour or two, and you can still get your mystery box, and it's just experiencing kind of an alternate leveling method, and it experiments with that compared to the story mode. And a lot of people think this is something that should happen in the base game. Maybe it should, but honestly it gets really, really kind of one-dimensional and boring, overrated, that sort of thing, after just a couple of days. And doing this multiple times, yeah, it's faster at the moment, but it'd have to be slowed down to like the same speed as basically normal acts and leveling, and at that point it's not going to be much better. It'd be pretty tedious, but still might be worth looking into. In any case, let me show you real quick what the character looks like, and that'll do it. So here's my simple little character, level 91 Mathelfell Adventure. Wasn't really sure if it would work too well, and I mean, my doubts are somewhat founded in the fact that it doesn't get much life. It's very softcore, kind of heavy the way I've built it. But it gets down to like, level 83 depths quite comfortably, and still clears everything not too bad. It just won't be doing the bosses that well, as far as I can tell, but I haven't come across one in a while, and we'd still manage to do them, but it would be fairly slow, I think. In any case, got to level 91, playing for 12 hours, so it's pretty comfy to just keep on cruising if you want it. And the build is based around Ellie Hit. So it's just got a lot of damage on the gem itself. So all you need to worry about is then trying to typically, Ellie Hit build, scale the gem levels, percent damage, that sort of thing. And then your weapons are just kind of stat sticks. So these come with lots of crit, lots of attack speed, or decent little bit of attack speed, and some lots of crit multi. And then if you're a dagger based build, you can build around Nightblade as well, and the elusive effect. And all of a sudden, you get quite a lot of crit and crit multi out of that. And essentially, our tree needs to take barely any crit, and we take just more or less some dagger nodes. And there's some really good stuff to take there. So got the 100 crit multi against enemies of full life for bigger one-shots to begin with. Got the elusive grants 40 crit multi, I think supported by Nightblade. And you should be able to see that my multi is at the moment 412%, 67 crit. And then if we're elusive, when procced by Nightblade, so let's just dive into something real quick, and you'll see that the crit multi gets pretty insane. But the way elusive works is that it starts out at this overcapped value, and then it goes down as time passes. So that's why we have Withering Step, which gives us a new elusive, and then you reapply your Nightblade one, because the Withering Step one gets removed immediately. So we'll be able to see this. So this is the Withering Step one. When you have the Nightblade version, this is my crit multi, up to 700 crit multi. You can see it starts to go down. So we have the Withering Step to reapply, and then hopefully you get a much larger version of it. And that's kind of the strength of it. This is a very basic setup, nothing too crazy going on, and we can get up to hundreds of bonus crit multi that just otherwise wouldn't exist. So the pretty much most important gem here is Nightblade, but otherwise Ancestral Call is what gets us started for the clear, because you really need those extra strikes to hit and grant some area for the skill. Then use Trinity, which just naturally is up with Ellie Hit as it rotates between a few elements. You need to rotate between 2 elements, but we rotate between 3. And then Inspiration, and my last gem is Damage on Full Life, which isn't even good to be using. I was hoping Overleech would do more in this scenario to top me up real quick, but it really hasn't quite yet. I haven't taken Valpact. Don't particularly want to because of like darkness, farming and shit. But yeah, damage on full life, not that efficient at the moment. Just take something like early damage with attacks if you've got a 6-link. So I've been using Tabulas since I found like level 50, got humility cards to get another one, and just then I corrupted to get +1, which was pretty lucky, but it's happened at level 91, and I'm probably moving on to another character for some fun anyway. So that's basically the character, just a couple of daggers, Nothing else special happening. I've got a marker submission with Ellie weakness in it, so that's my curse on hit, and then just life and resists wherever you can get them, that sort of thing. I did try out multi-strike, but unfortunately the way multi-strike works right now is it will pick the same element 3 times in a row with Ellie hit, and that means we can't use it if we want to make use of elemental equilibrium, which is a large portion of our negative resists to monsters. That's kind of why I wanted to do Ellie hit though, because you get such quick access to it, and it should start scaling our damage quickly. So, you know, if you went something like a Raider with the phasing exposure node, you wouldn't need to worry about elemental equilibrium, and you would still use multi-strike. So it does seem, I didn't realize it worked that way because I didn't think it should. From memory, you should be like alternating to all 3 different elements, but currently this is what it does. So with that said, not being able to use multi-strike definitely sucks a lot, but we've managed, and we're just running around slapping stuff 1 shot at a time. But it would be nicer to have the multi-strike going. So the other important things in this build for something like a strike skill right now are some of the strike masteries. So we've got Tribal Fury, you got the 30% range, and then we took these leech nodes because they're pretty good for Slayer, and we have the 3 strike range there. Went ahead and took the Fortify nodes for 3 max Fortify damage, and the 4 max Fortify melee hits. Fortify. So that's how we keep up perma Fortify. I've got the Call to Arms for instant Enduring Cry for endurance charges. Tried to get some spell suppress. If you get a bit on your gear and then grab this as well as the mastery, you can get pretty close to a capped spell suppress, which is another 100% crit as well. And that's where we get our leech and just a bit of life there, just a bit of res on this one, and that's about all there is to it. Very basic, simple character for this type of event. You could definitely make some melee Ellie hit on the actual live servers, but be prepared to like invest more currency in them to get to the higher tiers of DPS and all of that. I'm also using a mana flask just so I can attack a bit more, but mana leech typically covers it for the most part. And to actually level the character up and stuff, first of all I went down here, grabbed these, got elemental equilibrium. I think I finished this off, then I went all the way over here and picked up Tribal Fury, went over here, picked up melee hits, and then Fortify here, and then just fill out all the crap that you can as you go. So that's it for that. Hope you guys enjoyed the little delve event in this video. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.